Okay, this is one of the systems of equations word problem types that it's kind of nice to get an idea of how to do. And I would categorize this as a mixture problem. So I'm going to read through it. We'll talk about why it's a mixture problem, and then we'll talk about how to solve it. So we start with reading the problem. A chemist needs to make 30 ounces of a 25% alcohol solution by mixing together some 15% solution with some 40% solution. How much of each should he use? So we know that since this is in the section on systems of equations, we're going to write two equations, and one of the typical mixture problem equations is going to be what I call the amount equation, because we're going to mix a certain amount of the 15% solution with a certain amount of the 40% solution to make a total amount of the 25% solution. So that's always going to be one of the forms, is going to be in the amount of one plus the amount of the other is equal to the total amount. So we'll start by identifying or defining the variables x and y. X will be the amount of 15% solution that we have, and y is going to be the amount of the 40% solution that we have. And again, since we want 30 total ounces of that 25% solution, we get x plus y equals 30. The second equation that we're going to write is going to have to do with the percentages. And so we're going to write our second equation is going to be the percent of the 15. So we have a 15% solution times the number of ounces. So we're going to have 0.15x. That represents the amount of 15% solution we're going to have in, plus 0.40y. Again, 40% is how much, how strong the solution is, and that's going to equal 0.25, which is our 25% solution, times 30. That gives us our two equations, and so we have our system is x plus y equals 30, and 0.15x plus 0.40y equals 7.5. At this point, we're going to choose a method for solving the system. It would seem that substitution would be a good method here, because both the x and the y variable have a 1 in front of it. So that would be probably the method I would choose, although some might want to use the addition method. That could work too.